Mrs. Sebu Francis, being the returning officer for Wakiso Electoral District.
Robert Kyagulanyi has won a seat in Uganda's parliament following a tight race in a by-election in Kyadondo East. The victory now elevates him above his previous status as a musician, an occupation that is increasingly getting crowded. In our special report, we examine factors that propelled the musician into politics and also earned him votes.
I declare Kyagulanyi Center Robert, who has obtained the largest number of votes.
Robert Kyagulanyi, popularly known as Bobi Wine, is the latest from the entertainment industry to become Member of Parliament. He is now the MP Kyadondo East constituency, waiting to take oath before assuming his seat in the August House. Bobi Wine will now join other entertainers such as comedian Kyagulanyi, MP for Rubaga South, Judith Babirye, woman MP for Buyikwe constituency, and Alan Sewanyana, who is the MP Machindya West. The entertainment industry has massive appeal and following, which Bobi Wine and other artists are tapping into and turning them into votes. Bobi Wine beat his four rivals in the race, who are the main opposition party FDC's Apollo Kantinti, ruling party NRM Sitanda Sebalu, and two opposition-leaning independents Sowedi Kyadondo and Mwanda Kunyinji. That Bobi Wine didn't contest in the 2016 election when FDC's Kantinti won tells how he didn't have politics in mind. Then he was just a musician using his music to criticize the political class and bureaucrats. In 2013, Bobi Wine took on Jennifer Musisi, the executive director of Kampala Capital City Authority, when she launched a series of actions to rid the city of street vendors. KCC enforcement team forcefully threw the vendors off the streets, which inspired his song, appealing to Musisi to be considerate and reminding her that Kampala was for all, the rich and the poor alike. The KCC boss responded by inviting Bobi Wine to her office, and the evictions were less brutal and forceful. This victory was buried in the musician's subconscious, and it would awaken to drive him into politics about 4 years later. His song had compelled Musisi to respond. Even those who were not his music fans paid attention to the man who had anointed himself the ghetto president. It is in the ghetto in Kamocha where he grew, developed his music, and became a music star. Unknowingly, the encounter with Musisi helped him stretch his popularity, but this was not directly benefiting him in the music industry. The numbers at the shows were not growing, he had no big hit in recent months, and the industry was getting crowded. So is this what prompted him to vie for Kyadondo East constituency seat? In 2015, Bobi Wine stood out as the only popular musician who did not participate in All the Musicians to Bonga Nawe song, which was used in the 2016 election campaign by President Yoweri Museveni's team to solicit for votes. This portrayed Bobi Wine as an opposition musician and hence winning popular support among BSJ and FDC supporters. After the 2016 general elections, when the FDC presidential candidate Chiza BSJ lost to Museveni, Bobi Wine became his sympathizer and counselor. He even composed him a song, Situko Tambule, literally meaning, "It is time to stand up and move forward." It is yet to be proved whether his music healed and soothed BSJ, who registered his fourth defeat in the presidential elections. But the public now viewed Kyagulanyi as an FDC supporter, only to give it a surprise. When a rerun for Kyadondo East parliamentary seat was declared, Bobi Wine ran as an independent, not willing to battle with Apollo Kantinti for the party ticket. Besides, the FDC could not replace Kantinti, so his candidature split the FDC with some party top officials like Joyce Sebugwao backing him. BSJ was equally in a dilemma. But not wishing to be seen as abandoning Kantinti, he quickly said he was a friend to all candidates and wished them luck except Sitanda of the NRM. On the day of the nominations, Bobi Wine attracted a huge crowd that overshadowed Best J and the FDC supporters gathering. Sitena's crowds could also not match Bobi Wine's. Being a constituency in Buganda, political analysts thought Bobi Wine would not make it because he had challenged the Kabaka publicly over a land dispute. The land in contention is One Love Beach, which Bobi Wine has managed for years. He claims that the land was given to him by the Kabaka, but there was an attempt by the same Kabaka or his associates to regain it. He boldly spoke out.
I am Kyagulanyi. I'm a son of Uganda. However, I'll be honest enough to tell you that we are also not perfect. Even within our administration, we have people that manipulate, that misuse the authority that is given to them to oppress Kabaka's people. You understand? I'm not the first. You've seen that elsewhere.
He confronted Musisi, brushed his friendship with Besje, stood up against the Kabaka and stayed away from the musicians' solidarity to back President Yoweri Museveni in 2016. Was this by default or a strategy to build a political career? It is unlikely that it was a plan, but he saw an opportunity when the Kyadondo East seat fell vacant and built on his past, and it landed him in Parliament. The final days of a campaign are very critical, so the arrest of a 35-year-old first-timer into politics ignited the public sympathy too. This gave him another advantage. Brows like he had when he was a musician never touched many. Even some issues with the police like suspicion of smoking marijuana never mobilized the people. But when he was arrested by the police a day to the elections, voters vowed to stick with him. But who was Bobi Wine? Bobi Wine was born on the 12th of February 1982 in Mpigi district. At an early age, he started his music career hitting Uganda's airwaves with his first song known as Akagoma. Early 2000s, he resumed his education at Makerere University, where he earned himself a diploma in music, dance and drama, and also met his wife, Barbara. They have 4 children. We are yet to see how he will be addressed in Parliament. Will he be Honorable Bobi Wine or Honorable Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi? Will he be back on stage singing, or has he stepped off the stage?
I intend to carry it on, especially now that I've been formally entrusted with a voice. And through music I tend to project a voice.
Will he continue claiming he's the ghetto president or an ex-ghetto president? New Vision TV will focus its cameras on him.